Hello everybody and welcome back to another Black Desert stream. I am CM Durgeff. Thank you all for coming out for us. We also do have a special guest with us this time around, live from the toilet. Live, do you want to give any shout outs to your Twitch? Or I know you started up a YouTube pretty recently.
Yes, so my Twitch is Live from the Toilet, YouTube's Live from the Toilet video, PvP content, PvE. Check it out, drop a follow, come by, support your fellow streamers, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, I know I've been watching live a lot, especially once Odalita dropped. Really been making a ton of gains in the new region. So definitely go over, drop a follow, drop a like on those videos. And yeah, I've been streaming a lot, so definitely go check them out. Before we get into everything, we do have just a couple housekeeping things to go over. So just talking a bit about our current events going on in game right now. For you Xbox players, specifically the Game Pass Ultimate players, there is a special reward for you guys. It's got like a value pack, some enhancement items, that kind of stuff. There's a notice on our website. Make sure to check that out if you have the Ultimate Game Pass. For our new and returning adventurers, there's both an attendance and playtime rewards. Make sure to be getting those playtime rewards in, because I think that ends pretty soon, like in the next couple days. So make sure you get those playtime stuff in. There's like a costume in there, Shikatu's boxes, Shikatu's seals as well, maids, inventory slots, loyalties, like the whole 9 yards. So make sure that you're checking that out as well. There are also a couple of our Odalita events that are going to end, I believe, next maintenance. And that's like, there's some event elixirs that are the immortal version. So if you die, then it keeps the effects going. As well as great like contribution experience and enhancement items, that kind of stuff. So make sure to check those events out before they leave. Now, and a couple other topics, we do have our Voice of Adventurers in-person event at Pax East pretty soon here. And there's like a couple more spots left, I want to say. We do have registration open, I believe, until the 10th. Make sure to check out our social media for the link for that. I think it's on Twitter and Facebook. It's, posted just a couple days ago. For that form link, go ahead and apply if you're going to be at PAX and want to come talk to us. I know I'm going to be there. We're going to have a couple other of the console guys over there, as well as a bunch of partnered content creators and some special guests from Korea. So definitely check that out if you're interested, if you're in the Boston area or going to PAX East. Now, also just as a reminder for all of you, make sure to claim those Calpheon Episode 2 coupons before they go away. I believe we have some of them here, GM Wisdom. Yeah, here we go. So hope to see you soon. There's like tons of cron stones and a bunch of other stuff on this one. Go ahead and just keep cycling those. We have like a bunch of these coupons from Calpheon Episode 2. Make sure to claim those before they expire. Grab your Jay's hammer. I grabbed mine, failed a pen black star attempt. It was really sad, but hope you have better luck than I did. Additionally, with Calpheon Episode 2, we had like the Gift from a Stranger event, and GM Silver is appearing in a bunch of towns. He'll give you a little small GM buff if you go talk to him. So make sure to check our notice on our website that has all the information on it as well. So I think that's all the housekeeping stuff. Succeeded yours, someone in chat. You succeeded your pen black star? I'm jealous. I think that's all the housekeeping stuff that we have for this stream. So let's go ahead and get into it. I got my controller here. Let's jump in game. Wisdom, whenever you're ready. Let's go. All right. So here we are on the Shy again. I'm at Thornwood Forest. We're going to be checking out some of the grind spots today. And we're going to start out with Thornwood Forest. Let me just go ahead and reset my UI here. Well, speaking of Thornwood Forest, actually, let's check out the drops. Here we go. So, at Thornwood, which is, I believe, one of the lower AP required spots in Odalita. We do have the Ominous Ring here. This is one of the accuracy rings, so if you're looking to pick up more accuracy, this is a good spot for those to drop. Additionally, you can get the left lung and the black leaves here. These are for the La Orzeka outfit, which is one of the craftable outfits in the Odalita region. And it looks pretty awesome, I gotta say. I do have it here, actually. Let me just go ahead and put that on. So, La Orzeka coming in with Odalita. And this is the Shy variant, but there's variants for all classes. And you have a couple different options as well. It looks pretty sweet, and it's a craftable, and it gives you a title as well when you craft it. So be looking out for that. I know Live actually already got his, at least the armor. I've seen a couple other people running around in it. It looks awesome. So at Thornwood, you can get some of those leaves or the lung specifically. And then there's also just a bunch of like Caphras dust, all that kind of stuff at Thornwood. Lots of Blackstones as well, and Massive Pure Magic is dropping in a lot of Odalita zones, which is nice for the Fallen God armor specifically. But now speaking of Thornwood specifically, you know, this spot, it says 250. I'd say you probably shouldn't head around here until you're at least like 261. Your efficiency is just going to be pretty bad if you're at 250. So I'd recommend being at least 261 and like, I don't know, like 315 DP. Otherwise, you're probably just going to get chunked and you're not really going to make a lot here. If you're below that, Sulfur is probably a pretty good option, although it's pretty highly contested. But yeah, so these mobs here, I'm just going to walk around and hit some things. These mobs here are relatively tanky, like more tanky than, oh god, I got CC'd. More tanky than anything that you see at Sulfur, anything like that, but not too bad to be honest. So you will be killing a lot of these mobs pretty quickly, which means that you're going to want to have your pets on rapid, all that kind of stuff. There is also these elite enemies, got to be a little bit more careful around them. And additionally, there are some specific like events in this area. Oh no. There are some specific events in this area as well where if you're grinding these enemies, there can be this sort of like dark, ominous energy that shows up. And if you go find that, there'll be like a little UI notification. If you go and find that spot where there's this dark, ominous energy, a bunch of mobs will show up. And they'll just like keep attacking you in waves, basically. Which is really good for your silver per hour, actually. It does increase the amount of mobs that you're killing in the area. And just helps you get a little extra silver, as well as I think it has the same rates on like leaves and drops and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't really know rotations for this area very well. I haven't grinded it much myself, to be completely honest. I hope I'm not in that guy's rotation. I'm gonna go ahead and dip. But yeah, it's a pretty good, like, more intro spot to Odalita. Helps you get some extra Caphras, that kind of stuff. There's a lot of dailies in the Odalita region as well that give Caphras, so it's good to kind of hop around spots to complete all those dailies for some extra Caphras, as Caphras is kind of the theme of Odalita as you're trying to get Fallen God. But yeah, I don't know, Live, I don't know if you've really grinded this spot at all. I think you kind of just went straight to Turos and then into Olin's. This spot is a little lower than you would normally grind, but have you had any luck here or know anyone that grinds here?
So I actually have grinded Thornwood.
Okay.
I've put about 22 hours there so far.
Oh, nice.
grinding for the long. I really enjoyed actually. It actually silver per hour reminds me of Hysteria. A lot of people actually call it Hysteria 2.0. Um, the the thing that I like about it the most is the mob density. So you really don't have to fight for packs like at Turos or anything like that. So it's really enjoyable.
Yeah, no, it's a nice sort of like entry-level spot to Odalita. Lots of mobs. If you have a lot of AoE skills, you can kind of just, or grouping skills really, you can kind of just group all the mobs together, smack them all at once, and yeah, pretty solid stuff. Anyways, we're not going to spend too much time here because we do have a lot to sort of get through, but we just wanted to show it off a little bit. And once again, with that ring as well, the accuracy ring, if you're trying to get a little bit extra accuracy on your build, then it's nice. And then as well, the drops, if you're just selling them, it's some nice extra, like silver per hour. So yeah, let me see if I had anything else. No, I talked about the event. Once again, the event. Did you have many of the event spawns live when you were grinding here? Like, did you get a lot of the sort of like dark energy spawns?
Yeah, so one day I actually, it was yesterday, I want to say I got 4 of them consecutively as I moved
Jeez.
pack for pack clearing them. I don't know if it was because I was on Arsha or just, lucky RNG blessing me, but I did get them spawned pretty frequently.
That's great. I think it's an extra like 200 trash per hour if you get one of them. So if you're getting multiple of them per hour, then it really does inflate those trash numbers. And this spot is pretty much a trash spot. There's a lot of loot. Well, a lot of the Odalita spots are like this, but this spot is really good for trash loot money specifically. So if you're trying to make it through without a value pack, or if you just want to be able to sell all the stuff and not worry about the central market, then it's a pretty nice spot. So yeah, let's go ahead and head over out of Thornwood Forest and go ahead and go over to Turos. Yes, thank you, Wisdom, for switching that. I am just going to go ahead and move over real quick. Now, Turos, live. I know you spent a lot of time at Turos. How was your experience there?
I actually enjoyed it because group grinding. So me and a couple of the guildies could get out and hang out. 42 hours and I got 100 embers. No flame drop. But I really did enjoy, like I said, the group grinding, exploring. The area is like so alive and it just actually makes grinding enjoyable, and having, somebody there with you, it just makes it so much more fun.
Yeah, no, I'd agree. I think this may be an unpopular opinion, but I really find Turos to be one of my favorite spots in the game at this point. And not just because it's new, but I really enjoy group grinding specifically. And so having a spot where you can just like hop in a call with a friend and throw music on or throw a podcast on or something and just hang out and talk to them while you're grinding together is super nice. So let's go ahead and go over the drops again real quick. And live, I did see you're sporting the La Rozeka outfit as well. So Tunkuta Turos. Turos belt is here. This is the accuracy belt. So once again, if you're trying to grab some extra accuracy, you can get the belt from here. I think someone already got... Didn't someone already get Pen Turos?
Yes, somebody hit Pen Turos during the AOA tournament.
It's ridiculous. It's so fast. And someone hit Try Fallen God like day 1. You guys are insane. Whoever that was, I don't remember exactly who that was. Do you remember?
Raydello.
Yes, Raydello hit Try Fallen God day 1, which is insane. But speaking of Fallen God, Turos is also where you're going to be getting the Flame of Despair as well as the Embers. And the Embers are the pieces you can combine 100 of them and turn them into the Flame. And the Flame is specifically for your Fallen God armor. So once you have a Pen boss armor up to Kaphris level 10, you can turn that into Fallen God's armor once you have the Flame. And other things at Turos, A lot of Caphras are dropping here. It's a really nice spot for Caphras, as well as the right lung is dropping here, and the red leaf. I'm not going to even try pronouncing that. The red leaf and the lung. This is for the other piece of that La Orzeka outfit. So you can get left lung from, why am I forgetting the name? Thornwood. You can get right lung from here. You can also get some of the lungs from some of the other spots around Odalita, but those are like the easiest spots. Those two spots specifically are kind of the easiest spots to get the lungs, I would say. And now, Live, did you end up getting your lung drop from Turos or from Olin's or from... Where did you end up getting yours?
So I actually got my lung drop from Olin's.
Okay.
I spent about 11 hours there and got the lung drop.
Nice. Pretty lucky drop in 11 hours, but let's go ahead and head on over to the spot, if you will. I think we're going to be going... Go ahead and lead the way, and I will
I know you got short legs.
Yeah, I got short legs, so... but don't worry about me too much. And once again, if you guys do... we are on live servers right now. If you guys do see us, just be respectful, guys. I appreciate you coming and like hanging out with us, but we're trying to show off some stuff, so please be respectful. And well, we're just trying to show off some stuff for you guys. So, all right, I think we're clear here. Nobody here?
Yeah, so this here is swamp rotation?
Yeah, so we're going to just be on swamp. There is a tent over there. If there is someone here, we apologize. We'll leave your roto if you do come back. Or actually, there's no one here, so it's ours. Yoinking it. So let's go ahead and get started.
All right, so we'll start on this end here.
So, one of the other things about Turos, again, it is a duo spot, so it is kind of nice to be... Oops. It is kind of nice to be able to, like, have one person get around to the back, one person drawing aggro. Like, you can kind of continuously rotate two people around, and make sure that you're always getting these back attacks off. This is another one of those spots where you can't really CC any of the mobs. So you do want to just be getting behind them, getting those back attacks. Like, there's no specific down attacks or anything that you can really get, or floats or anything like that. So just make sure that you're, like, getting the back attacks off for that extra critical damage. And yeah, it's a pretty simple spot, to be honest. Like, there are some specific pulls, like we didn't necessarily pull that pack perfectly. Some of the pike warriors have a tendency to go long range on you sometimes, which is kind of annoying. But Live is more of a master at it than I am in terms of pulling all of them. But yeah, basically group them up, go ahead and buff up, and go at it. This is also a really nice spot to have a Shy on, just for those extra buffs for the party, since it is party grinding.
Yeah, so I actually have a personal Shy, not in a bad way. Pie, if you ever seen his name is Pie. Pie, please. Yeah. Shouts out to him, one of the best Shies in A. But he gets the job done. I can confirm that having a Shy with you is really, really important.
Yeah, and I apologize. I am a bit distracted right now, just trying to talk about the spot. But once you sort of get the Shy efficiency up, Shies, remember that your own buffs will apply to you for a full minute, but they only apply to your teammates for 30 seconds. So you don't necessarily need to buff like every pack, but just make sure to have your uptime like a bit higher than just if you were grinding alone, because you do need to make sure that you're like getting your speed spell off on your partner, and yeah, because that way both of you are moving fast, and that's kind of what we want. So it looks like we did actually get a kind of a double long-range spawn here, which is unfortunate. Or not spawn, pull. Once again, the specific pulls are gonna be up to you and the classes that you are bringing here. Shy can definitely pull with the flooring yeet skill, that one. That is a pretty good pulling skill. I am not pulling right now because Live is much more of a master of this spot specifically. I generally was grinding some weirder rotations at Turos with a couple friends of mine, just because we don't like too much fighting. Because I know at least like day one, when Odalita came out, there was just pretty much a constant GVG at Turos for about 18 hours or something. Which was great to see. I loved watching the fights and watching you guys just absolutely destroy each other there. But yeah, these spots right now, especially since Odalita like just came out pretty recently, these spots are relatively contested, and so get your decks on. You know, if you're undeckable, no comment. But get your decks on, you know, fight each other. It's always fun. That's sort of what BDO's about. So, yeah, fun times. Now, at Turos, there is also sort of a boss event that can happen, where I don't know the chances or anything, but there's like a specific chance while you're grinding for the chieftain, the Turo chieftain, to spawn, basically. And if you take out a certain number of the scouts, then you'll be able to challenge him. And he has a lot of HP, and he hits really hard. So be a little careful there. But if you do manage to take him down, there is like additional, he gives a lot of like extra rewards, like extra calf wrists and that kind of stuff. And then as well, you have I believe higher chances on like the ember and the flame from him. So it's a nice like extra way to speed up that grind for the embers. Now, Live, what kind of like rates were you getting for getting the boss spawn? Like, I know that you grinded up your embers, like you didn't get a flame, but you grinded up your embers in like 4 days, which is kind of nuts.
Me and my GM, Paradigm, shouts out to Paradigm, we did 10 hours a day. And if he fell asleep or if I fell asleep, we did grind with our guildies, but I would say we averaged about 3 to 6 embers an hour.
Okay. 3 to 6 an hour.
Some days were juiced. We'd pull about 15 an hour, which is kind of crazy, but we were just juiced them days.
And how much of that was from like boss spawns? Did you get pretty lucky with the boss spawns?
So if we got 3 or 4 bosses an hour, I'd say we got 2 embers from a boss, maybe. Okay. So it's about a 50% chance. I would, well, you know, BDO, but I'd say 50% off of what I would
per hour, basically. Yeah. Or sorry, yeah. Yeah, you know, it is something where it's like you can technically go a whole hour without seeing it, and other times you could see multiple per hour. It is just a little random like that, but again, over the course of like a over the course of a grind, yeah.
About 42 hours here, that's an average, what, about 3 embers an hour, really? If you do it like that, maybe 4,
So it's really not too bad. You know, again, some people do end up getting the flame drop, and they are lucky and carried, is what I would say. But because I didn't, I had to grind up embers. But Otherwise, you know, about 40 hours, whatnot. Like, it's a good chunk of time, but remember that this spot, although the money per hour isn't necessarily the highest, you are dropping a lot of Caphras here. The Turos do tend to just drop Caphras all the time, which is kind of nice. And that is just additional Caphras for your gear to get it up to C10 for the Fallen God. And then as well, you can be using those for the enhancement items for Fallen God. It does require Caphras for those. So it's nice to have a bunch of extra on hand, even if you are already C10. Oh god, I thought I got CC'd there. Now, Turos, again, is one of these Odalita spots. It's pretty high level, like AP-wise, AP-DP-wise. I say high level, but I mean relative to sort of the average. It is pretty high level.
The Scout.
Oops.
The Scout, if you don't have the DP, will blow you up.
Will absolutely blow you up.
380 DP, I was getting half health if he threw the rock at my back.
Yeah. And again, the boss, when the boss spawns, you can also just get one shot if you're not careful. So I would say, like, it does say that it is a 270 AP spot. I would say if you are 269 Kutum, you can probably handle it. If you're just real buffed up, ready to go. And then as well, if you have a Shy in your party, it really does help if you're kind of below the AP requirement, or if you're trying to get that efficiency up. Having an extra Shy there does just make sure that everyone moves faster, everyone is doing a bit more damage. It's just really kind of ideal for the group grinding. So 269 and probably like 340 DP, you can probably survive here. That's kind of the minimum, I would say. But as Live was saying, at 380, you're still getting like half health chunked. And be careful, because they do tend to CC you a fair amount. So, yeah. What else did I have? Oh yeah, so Live, you did end up getting that Fallen God on like day 4. I was there on stream when you were crafting it. Now, how did your enhancing go?
Enhancing. I started off with 1,200 memory fragments, 1,300 artisans, and I had 1,200 Caphras to the side. By the time I got it to duo, 500 memory fragments, 700 artisans, and I had 300 Caphras left.
Oh, that's rough. So and I would say Live got pretty unlucky. I was watching some of it, and man, those prior to duo taps just did not want to go. But you did end up at duo, correct? And then you had a couple tri-taps that didn't quite go through? Okay.
Yes.
But even at duo, Fallen God is a pretty significant boost from that C10. And so just with, I mean, I would say, I was going to say a little, but it's a pretty big investment. Even with just that simple investment of getting it to duo, that is still a pretty significant boost to your DP. So yeah, Fallen God making people tankier, that's what we like to see. Yeah, how have you felt? I know you were kind of testing some like RBF stuff, RBF and BA stuff, after you ended up getting your duo. How did you feel sort of once you had that additional DP? I know you were already at pretty high DP, but...
I felt great, especially being a warrior, a frontline class in PvP, and like being kind of like the aggroer when we grind. It felt amazing actually to be able to survive combos that I normally wouldn't, and to just actually see my class kind of thrive. So definitely an amazing upgrade to have.
Yeah. And again, that is kind of like the main part of Odalita gear-wise is, you know, getting that Fallen God. So this is a relatively required spot for most players at a certain aspect. Is either you got to buy that flame, which is pretty expensive, and not a lot of people are selling them, or you gotta, you know, come out to Turos and hang out for around 40 hours, or you get lucky and get the flame, which once again you're carried if you do.
Yeah, I've had a couple of guildies come out here their first hour to help people out, and they get the flame. So
yeah, I've heard of a couple shy players as well who, because the shies love just, you know, helping out their guildies here, because this is kind of their spot, right? And I've heard a couple shies, it's like they get the flame, and then they're helping out guildies here, and then they get another flame. And it's just it is what it is, you know? We all get carried at some point, we all get unlucky at some point. Anyways, let's go ahead and just do like a couple more packs here.
Okay.
If you had anything else that you wanted to specifically say about Turos. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to do.
Just to piggyback off what you said, the silver per hour, if you're here for silver, it's not going to be really in the trash. It's going to be in your Kaffir's drop.
Exactly.
The Turos here, like you said, they just have Kaffir sitting on them. So definitely you want to come here, get your Kaffirs, get your Dim Tree to C10, and get that Fallen God upgrade.
Yeah, no, I'd absolutely agree. It is definitely sort of like a Kaffir spot, which is really nice to have, especially with, again, with that Fallen God, to have a nice spot where you can be getting a lot of that Kaffir while you're grinding up the flame. And also additional enhancement materials for once you actually do have the flame. And once again, for you guys, I apologize. This is a relatively scuffed grind from me. I'm trying to get through all the talking points, and that's going to be kind of the theme here as we also move over into other spots. But yeah, find yourself a shy, or if you are a shy, find yourself someone else and come on down to Turos. It's a pretty nice spot. I do like it, and there's lots of rotations here. There's lots of these sort of like pocket rotations on different levels of the mountain, where you're a bit farther away from the node, and that kind of stuff, where you can kind of just hang out and chill, and hopefully there won't be too many people just like smacking you. But yeah, so to sort of once again celebrate Odalita coming out, and also just for showing off the Turos spot, we do have a coupon for you guys. So if you want to pull that up, route to Kuta Turos. Make sure to be smacking those Turos for many, many hours, get those flames. This coupon is going to be 50 dust and 3 corrupt oil of immortality. So trying to make sure that you guys get those Kaffir stones up, get that C10, either dim or red nose, so that you're ready to go for Fallen God. And the oil of immortality is again one of those Odalita specific immortal elixir. It's one of the materials for those immortal elixirs, and those are the ones where the effects will stay with you even if you die. So really nice to have, especially if you're challenging some harder Odalita spots like Olin's, where you may be running buffs and you may just get one shot, because it kind of happens at Olin's. It's nice to be able to have those immortals carry through after you tier, or after you spawn at node if you have no tiers, and make sure that you're still buffed up and don't need to use a bunch of extra consumables. So once again, route to Kunta Turos. Oh god, did you flag up? Oh, someone else hit me.
No. It was this,
oh, okay.
go.
They're respawning. Okay, let's go ahead and get out of here. Wisdom, if you want to go back to me. Yeah, okay. Hold on one second while I get somewhere relatively safe. And we're gonna head over to Olin's, because we want to show off sort of this also group grinding spot. Okay, and I believe we have everything set up here. So Olin's Valley recommended 300 AP. Oh, let me go back down to the node. Give me 1 second. Sorry about this, chat. I just need to make sure that everyone is ready to go. Okay. All right, you're free to go ahead and share my screen. So here we are, Olin's Valley, which is right around here. And again, this spot is a recommended like 300 AP. But I would say if you have that much AP on, then you probably don't have enough DP on for this spot. So I think right now what we're running like on this account is like 279. I believe you definitely want to be higher than that. 279 is just about the minimum that you can kind of eke out the spot. But if you're higher than that, and then you also want to be hitting that at least 380 DP, you're kind of just going to get one shot if you screw up here anyways. But 380 DP, just to make sure that you can live through some of those hits from the smaller golems, will hopefully make sure that you're able to stay in the fight and not just get one shot. But so Olin's Valley also dropping a ton of Blackstones, lots of Caphras, lots of Spirit Dust. This is, again, a lot of the Odalita spots are like this, dropping tons of enhancement stuff, and lots of Caphras. As well as at Olin's, you get the right lung and the red leaves. So this is another one of your La Orzeka options if you're grinding Olin's with a lot of friends. And this is a 3-player spot. So you may be wondering, oh, but CM Durgeff, you only have 2 people. How are you possibly going to manage at Olin's? Well, look at there. It's GM Star's End. So GM Star's End came out on the Striker to make sure that we have the right number of people to be grinding this trio spot. And yeah, thank you, Star's End, for helping us out. Let's go ahead and get Star's End invited to the party. Star's End, if you can just like X up in chat or something, and that way Live can add you to the party. Night golems don't mess around. I agree. They really don't. But yeah, so once again, a trio spot. And so another one of those great opportunities to kind of just like hop in a call, hang out with people, turn on some music or a podcast or something like that. It's really kind of ideal. Now, this is a little bit less ideal just to be like hanging out and talking or watching a show or listening to something, because the golems will hit hard. And before we go into the actual rotation, we want to make sure, actually, yeah, this rock is fine, whatever. Before you actually go and try and like attempt Olin's, you want to make sure that you're pretty buffed up. And party elixirs are great here because you have groups of 3. So we do have a list of sort of our recommended elixirs here. This is what we're going to be using on stream. This is like kind of sweaty, to be honest, if you're running all of these. But this set of party elixirs is really going to help you to make sure that you're staying alive, and also that you are dealing a bunch of extra damage. So once again, all the elixirs listed here are party elixirs. And so you got your Endless Fury, Griffins, Brutal Death, and Brutal Penetration. Those are kind of helping to make sure that you are doing a bunch of extra damage. The second column here is just additional modifiers to make sure that you're attacking faster, and getting higher like crit chances, that kind of stuff. And then this last column is to make sure that you stay alive. And we do have some extra like Strong Draining and Grim Soul Reapers. These are really nice to help you regain health on hits, to make sure that you're staying in the fight when you do get chunked down from these golems, because it will happen. Now, if you already have like full attack speed, you can probably drop Intrepid Swiftness. If you already have like pretty high HP, you can probably drop the HP one. Those are kind of just recommended here. Once again, a little bit of additional HP might not help you too much here, as you are kind of just going to get one shot. But let's go ahead and move on to the total stats that this gives you. So those elixirs will give you these stats in these 3 columns specifically. So a bunch of additional AP and extra damage to Commosylvian monsters. You also get additional damage on like back attacks, critical attacks. You're casting faster, you're hitting harder, and you're also making sure that you take less damage and restore health when you are hitting things. So, and once again, if you have like the movement speed already in there, or if your crit rate is already all the way up, then you may not need those elixirs. And then also, I was sort of checking out before the stream as well, to see kind of what the market looks like on these elixirs. And guys, I know that they're sold out. I know that all of these are sold out. But we need you alchemists to be making these elixirs for us, man. Because there's a lot of people grinding Olins right now, and they need your help. And there's a hot market for them, for certain. So make sure that you sort of have a nice elixir rotation, or at least that your teammates are all buffed up. Ideally, you kind of want to split these elixirs between the 3 people, so that you can pop them, like each person can pop like 4 or 5 of them. And it also kind of splits your money as well, your cost investment as well, if you are splitting those between the 3 of you. And additionally, part of the reason that I'm talking about this for so long is popping all of these takes a while, because you kind of have to wait in between popping them for like 10 seconds right now. I do know in Calpheon episode 2 they did mention this, and we should be getting a little bit faster elixir popping, which is nice to have. But once again, with the elixirs, make sure that you are reapplying them if you ever die. If you want to go like really high efficiency, then you will need to reapply these every time that you die. But if you maybe die and like you can wait the 15 minutes until the next time that you're popping the elixirs, then that also probably should be fine. So once again, sorry for the long speech about elixirs, but I've just now finished popping all of the elixirs. So let's go ahead and get over to the spot. Live, if you want to lead the way.
Hi-ho silver.
And you can see on our buff bar, we are running all of these elixirs, as well as just a perfume and a cron meal. Other than that, it's kind of up to you on if you want to be running anything extra, tent buff, villa, anything. It's pretty much up to you. But we're just gonna be running these elixirs plus the cron meal and the perfume. And I am slow because I'm a shy. Sorry about that. I'm not going to be using my skateboard because I have it locked, because it's very dangerous when grinding Olins. But let's go ahead and get over to the spot here. Now, Live, you know, you were saying that you have been grinding Olin's a decent amount with a couple of your friends.
Yes.
How has it gone? Like, how long did it take you to sort of get the hang of the spot and make it so that you weren't, like, dying all the time and that it was actually efficient?
So I took you the wrong way. First off, I'm sorry.
No worries.
So Olin's is actually fun. It actually isn't just like a brain dead grind. You have to pay attention to the mechanics, or you will die a lot. Nighttime Olin's is very exciting. I would say make sure your party has about 20 to 30 tiers apiece.
Oh god. Right there. Yeah, I got hit by one.
Yes. So but it's worth it if you want the costume, if you want to make that great silver per hour, and here we are actually.
All right, we are just catching up to you.
All right.
All right, we'll go ahead and buff up here.
All right. So as we do this,
God. I'm in the area. Sorry.
You want to DPS the boss. You want to get them down to about, once you get knowledge.
Oh no, my skateboard is on. I thought I turned that off. All right, I'll deal.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm in the area. I'm gonna die. Oh, I'm good. Sorry, I'll stop talking so you can actually talk.
No. No, you're fine. You're fine. That's great. That's great. That communication is going to be needed, so your team knows. I'll let you know when he swings his fist, and we'll have to break that left arm of his, so we get extra drops.
Yeah, so as Live was saying, there's sort of a lot of smaller golems, and then there's one specific big one, Olin's golem. And he has a specific attack where he'll sort of drop his arm down.
And here comes the arm, right there.
Right there.
And you want to DPS that arm.
And you want to DPS that arm specifically. Because if you break that arm, there you go. You get a little extra loot, Golem's left arm. And that will give you some extra trash loot as well as like some extra Caphras, that kind of stuff. Oh god. It's just extra loot per hour, basically, to make sure that you're breaking that.
Once you get him to about 30%, 20%, he'll go to a phase where he summons minions. And it's just a DPS test at that point.
Oh,
you
God.
just want to go ahead and burn them out.
Oh no, I was in that. Oh, and looks like Star's End went down as well. So, again, as Live was saying, this spot is kind of no joke. And so you can, if you're like really have it dialed in, then you can be maybe on a call just like hanging out with people, talking, watching a show or something like that. But it's gonna be rough for you to get to that level where you can grind a spot like this with pretty much no problem. Because, oh no, not the boomerang. Because as we were saying, these guys hit really hard. And there's a lot of mechanics that you sort of need to be coordinating with your teammates, which is cool. I think having one of these spots that is a lot more like team-oriented and not necessarily just like walk around from pack to pack is kind of nice. Kind of got chunked there. So, Star's End, I see, is kind of inting. It happens. Oh god, we need to be DPSing that arm. Looks like we missed that phase. But if you are coming here, make sure that you do have those tiers available.
There goes the arm again.
Yep. And I will try and DPS that. Oh, that was so close. And for you shies out there, this is another one of those spots just like... Oh, let me try and heal you up. This is another one of those spots that your teammates are gonna thank you. Your guildies are gonna thank you, because having a shy in these group spots is really nice. To give you guys the additional speed as well as the debuffs. I have been relatively bad about putting the debuffs in just because I'm trying to talk while doing it, but if you are fully concentrated on the grind, to be managing your resources a lot better, to keep your buffs active on your teammates as well as make sure that you can get those debuffs off on the enemies. It will make the grind a lot more efficient. Now, Live, how often were you grinding this? Well, you were always grinding this with your warriors, so what kind of like class distribution were you doing mainly when you were grinding this spot?
So I had a Kuno here, Awakened Kuno, which did really good. Then we have, of course, had the Shy. I had a Sork. Even a Striker. Creed, he's a good striker. He played Succession though and did really well here. And I had a Caster come as well, and a Mystic. So we I tested out every class. Every class can do well here. It's just about paying attention and just doing the right rotation of DPS.
Yeah, exactly. And really making sure that, like, for a lot of these classes where you do have pretty quick, like self buffs, like AP buffs, trying to hit those off right, like when the arm comes down, to try and really DPS that arm, can be really beneficial to make sure that you're breaking it really quickly, and just getting that additional loot. Because it's just free. It's free loot if you're doing enough damage, basically, which is great. So there's the arm. So we need to DPS that.
And I see someone's asking a question about the EXP. So Olin's isn't really going to be an EXP area. It's more of a Caphra area, Blackstone, and of course you want the lung for the Lord Zeka.
Yeah.
But it's not an EXP area.
Yeah, as Live said, definitely going to be mainly sort of in that, like if you're grinding for La or Zeka, or if you just want the additional Caphras. Let's get that arm. A lot of these Odalita spots, I guess we're being a little redundant. A lot of these Odalita spots are going to be dropping a ton of Caphras, and that's just sort of the theme of Odalita. And it's pretty nice to have a lot of these spots where you can gain a lot of additional Caphras. Even if you haven't necessarily hit that C10 yet, you're not ready for Fallen God yet, having some extra spots to really like make that happen is really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and AP buff this, because I realized I have not been using that nearly enough. Now, once again, the main the main golem is the one that you're really trying to kill. That's the one that's going to be spawning a lot of these smaller ones as well, as you're damaging him down. But the small ones, I believe, if I remember correctly, they can also be, I mean, they can kind of chunk you, but they can also be CCing you, which is really dangerous with this bigger guy, you know, able to one-shot you. So trying to get those guys down really helps you to focus on the boss, especially when you're trying to DPS the arm. But also, oh, speaking of the arm, oh god. But you also just want to be having like a pretty, oh no. Having a pretty protected skill rotation while you're grinding here is going to be really useful. And if that means taking on a couple of your add-ons, like your class add-ons, to make sure that you have some extra protection here, may be worth doing depending on the class that you're running. And then specifically, like I know on the Shy, I'm running a plus DP add-on on one of my skills, just because this spot is pretty hairy, and a little bit extra DP can go a long way here if you're kind of at that like minimum spec. But add-ons are it's really going to depend on your class. I would definitely recommend, especially for Shies, but for any classes that have some nice HP regen, to run HP regen on some of your skills here. You will end up using it a lot. Your Shies can't always be, sitting there healing you. So having the extra HP regen from your skills can be nice, on top of course, the elixirs, if you're running those elixirs that are going to give you some HP regen. And I will say, like, for Shy, having HP regen on your skills is, like, busted, because you have so many hits that you end up regenning really fast when you're hitting all these golems with your flooring here. Live, I'm guessing you're probably still on PvP add-ons. I don't know how often you swap them.
I actually run a hybrid add-on.
Okay.
So mainly I have PvP add-ons, but on some of my abilities I have monster damage.
Okay.
So I keep it up at most times.
That makes sense. I'm not sure what Star's End is running. I'm not sure if they even set up their add-ons, to be completely honest, but I know I specifically am using sort of a relatively standard Shy PvE add-ons with some additional like HP regen and DP up, to make sure that we're able to do well here at Olin's. But it'll vary for your class. Definitely just like check out content creators that you play your class. I'm sure that they'll have sort of a spec that they use, as well as other icons from your community will definitely be putting that kind of stuff out of like, here's my recommended Olin's PvE add-ons. And I'm sure that a lot of that is already out there if you look for it on our Discord or on additional Discords. But yeah, let's see, did I have much else to say about Olin's? I'm not sure that I did. I do like this spot a lot.
Yeah.
It's fun to have like a spot that hits hard, first of all, but also just a spot that you can get together with a lot of your friends, or guildies, and just kind of hang out and grind. Do you have anything else that you wanted to talk about specifically about Olin's?
Nah, just take your time, learn the mechanics, and don't get discouraged. I know a lot of people I've been seeing, they come and they get one-shotted and they think that it's, pointless.
Yeah.
But it's actually fun. Take your time, learn the content, learn the mechanics, and just enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I saw someone in chat say, it's nice to have a spot that hits hard, huh? Oh no, Star's End. I personally think that, like, a lot of spots where you're kind of just going around and one-skilling packs of mobs, I personally don't find that to be the most satisfying. I actually really enjoy spots where there's like a lot more mechanics to deal with and you're doing a full skill rotation and coordinating with your teammates, and that it's relatively punishing, even if you're not paying attention. I personally find that to be a lot of fun, because it brings a lot more engagement to the game instead of kind of just like zoning out. So I definitely recommend trying out this spot if you do meet the gear requirements. Let's like pull some guildies together, and make it happen. Meanwhile, Star's End trying to kill me.
I got you, Durgeff.
Appreciate it. So once again for Olin's, we do have another coupon for you for this spot. If we want to set that up, wisdom. Here we go. Survive the golems. That is going to be an additional 50 dust, an additional 30 oil of immortality. Oh my god. There's another adventurer here. 50 dust, 3 oil of immortality, and there are also 5 tiers, 5 Elion's tiers here for Olin's, because we know that you're probably going to need it when you're grinding here. They do hit hard, and right now, as we don't have Crystal Break, it's a great time to come check out the spot, because dying is basically just you tier up and you're good to go. Maybe reapply some buffs, and other than that, you're pretty much good to go. So, really fun spot, and I've enjoyed trying it out since it came out, as well as Turos, as I said, is kind of my bias as my favorite spot. But once again, survive the golems. That will be 50 dust, 3 oil, 5 tiers, if I remember correctly. You can head over to the website to redeem all those codes, as well as the Turos code. And that'll get sent into your mail. Now, there is one additional spot here that we are going to check out, which is Crypt of Resting Thoughts. Now, I will just preface this by saying that we're not going to be showing off too much of Crypt of Resting Thoughts. It's a pretty rough spot, but we did just want to cover it so that you guys can see it, at least if you haven't been heading out to see the spot. So let me just make sure that I have everything set up here. Okay, wisdom, I think you can go ahead and show my screen. All right, so I'm just heading over from the node. That's the node over there. Just heading down to sort of where you can enter into the crypt. Now, this spot has the Deboreka belt, which is the AP belt. This one is the belt that will push your AP up. So useful if you're trying to hit higher AP brackets. You are going to be sacrificing some additional accuracy while you do that. But this spot drops a lot of black stones, a lot of Caphras, sort of the theme of Odalita, and then sort of the defining feature of Crypt is that it drops both the left and the right lung, as well as both the black and the red leaf, which means that you could basically, theoretically, hang out here and grind up the entire Odalita La Orzeka outfit if you get both of the lungs or enough of the leaves from the spot. Now, as we saw on the map, it is recommended AP 310, and I think it's recommended DP like 400. It's a rough spot, is all I'm gonna say. I know I heard some partners had gotten the like the DP stone, and they like popped a DP stone just to go check out the spot. Realistically, that's probably the only way that you're going to be getting anything done here at this point. But it is in the game, and it is going to be here for when adventurers are making future gains to come check out. And if you haven't already gotten La Orzeka at that point, then it's here. I'm going to go ahead and enter into the crypt. I don't know too much about this spot because I haven't actually grinded here because it is a bit rough. But from what I do remember, there's a lot of enemies, which means that you're going to be having to get your pets on rapid if you're killing them quickly. And there's a lot of elite enemies as well. And what's interesting about the elite enemies is that they have sort of like prompts. Oh my goodness, I'm getting chunked. They have sort of like prompts or events that will happen. A lot of these elite enemies. Oh no. And a lot of times you'll sort of see certain things appear at the top of your screen, like mages are like charging up a special attack or something like that. And when that's happening, then you want to sort of either DPS down the elites quickly or get the hell out of there. Because once they finish charging up any attacks, then you are going to pretty much get destroyed if you aren't already. And additionally, this spot is a little rough if you don't have too much like of a protected skill rotation, because they do because they do hit really hard and they can CC you. So once again, just sort of wanted to show off the spot a little bit, and just so that you can see it. It is a lot of enemies will be sort of following around you, so you want to make sure that you're sort of switching sides, going back and forth, to make sure that you're getting these back attacks in for additional damage. And then, yeah, I mean, Live, have you tried this spot at all, or know anyone in your guild who has tried it?
So, I don't know anyone who's tried it besides Blasian, and he was not enjoying himself. So I stayed far away.
Yeah. No, I think that that's kind of the theme at this point. You know, even if you're pushing that tri-tet fallen god and, you know, crazy buffed out of your mind, it's probably still going to be pretty rough here. It's a hard spot for sure, and it is sort of there as additional content that you have access to right now, but will become more relevant later on. And that's also sort of the theme for, I know Ash Forest was also added in the Odalita update. We're not covering it today because it's not Odalita specifically. But Ash Forest as well is doable, but it hurts.
I'm actually doing Ash Forest now.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm probably on hour 8.
Have you been liking it?
I actually enjoy it. It hurts.
Yeah.
But I definitely enjoy it.
Yeah, for all you guys who've been stockpiling event tiers for like 2 years, these are the spots where you're going to be using all of them. At Olin's and at Ash Forest, you're going to be popping a lot of those. But yeah, so Crypt of Resting thoughts also there. Just wanted to show it out a little bit. Looks like Star's End is also trying to get something done here. Anyways, thank you for hanging out with us and watching a lot of us sort of flail around as we try and accurately describe the spots. I'm sure that you can do a lot better when you're more focused. But we just wanted to share some of these spots with you guys if you haven't already been there. And yeah, they're really cool. I definitely recommend Turos. Like, I have a lot of fun at Turos, and definitely recommend Olin's as a challenge to sort of get a group of friends together. Live, do you have anything else that you wanted to sort of say about like Odalita spots specifically? I know you've sort of been living here until you got your Fallen God and until you got your La Orzeka.
Once again, it's a beautiful area. Definitely, like I said, just a different change of pace from Stars End and things like that. And like I said, group grinding is always going to be fun. So for those adventurers that are wary of high gear players being there, things like that, just go check out the area, you know, do what you can, and you'd be surprised how many people are willing to help you out, instead of actually fighting and things like that. So
yeah,
just
for sure.
go over there, you know, and just ask for help, and you'd be surprised what you'll learn.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're in a smaller guild and you don't necessarily have access to a lot of high-geared players, I'm sure you can just shout out in class discords or in our Discord or in your guild's Discord. Just find people. I know a lot of people in chat are like, hey, looking for a third for Olin's, or, you know, looking for you know, a partner at Turos, that kind of stuff. I see that all the time in server chat. Just be friendly, ask around, and I'm sure that you can find partners to hang out and grind with. And yeah, it's just really fun. So, I believe we do have a giveaway as well. I think we have that set up. GM Wisdom, can you confirm that for me? Okay, yeah, no asset specifically, but we do have a giveaway for you guys specifically that is going to be just in the Twitch chat. If you go ahead and type exclamation point value pack, we are going to be picking 5 people who enter this giveaway for a 15-day value pack. So go ahead and do exclamation point value pack. Sorry we don't have a specific asset for it, but if you do that exclamation point value pack, that will enter you into this giveaway, and we are going to go ahead and pick 5 people from the chat to give value packs to, because we appreciate you guys. And I know us, like me as a CM and GMs Kaposha and Star's End have been really enjoying coming around to our adventures in NA and EU, and I know the guys over in Korea have been really enjoying hanging out with you guys on the Asia servers as well. Just hanging out, playing YAR, you know, talking to adventurers, giving out GM buff, and then also holding some of these GM events and giving out value packs to you guys. If you have anything that you want to see us doing, like any specific events that you want, or if your guild is trying to host an event, definitely reach out to us. We love any suggestions that you have for community events. We're absolutely down to run those. And challenge Star's End to YAR. Yes, challenge Star's End to YAR. And maybe he'll give you a value pack. And yeah, we just enjoy hanging out with you guys. What was that, Wisdom? Oh, my bad. I apologize, guys. It's not exclamation mark value pack. Sorry, we really wanted to make sure that we get this giveaway out to you guys, but it was a little bit hectic getting it set up. That is going to be exclamation point Olins, O-L-U-N-S. Exclamation point Olins will give you an entry into the giveaway. Sorry about that. We were messing around with the command a little at the end there. So go ahead, and you only have to type it once, and that'll enter you into all 5 of those potential giveaways. So while you guys are scrolling through that, couple other just like housekeeping things for the end of the stream. We do have our Arena of Arsha rounds of 16 and 8 coming up this Sunday. GM Wisdom, if you have that schedule asset for us, great. So our Arena of Arsha, the rounds of 16 and 8 are going to be held on April 10th. That is the Sunday. And that's going to be at 6:30 p.m. in your respective time zone, essentially. So for NA, that's going to be Pacific time. For EU, that's going to be UTC +1. And for Asia, that's going to be GMT +9. It's going to be 6 p.m. at that time. And for those rounds, we do have our partner content creators are going to be streaming those rounds. So for NA, Sly Nations is turning up on Twitch to stream those rounds. For EU, that's going to be Zect on YouTube. And then for Asia, that's going to be Kokemaru on YouTube as well. And then the finals are going to be held on April 16th and 17th, the Saturday and Sunday after. And that's going to be hosted by us on our official Black Desert Console channel. And we will have special guests, Sly Nations, with us for that, as well as CM Armin is going to be commentating. I know NA and EU. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I really enjoyed hanging out and watching the round of 32. There were some pretty insane plays on the EU side that I saw. And NA guys were also doing amazingly. That was hosted over by our Korea guys, but I was able to catch some of it. But really looking forward to hanging out and watching the rounds of 16 and 8. with you guys, and then hosting the round of 4 and the grand finals for you. Oh, let's GM wisdom, guys, the greatest. Got you exclamation point Olin's up on the screen for you, and that is going to go ahead and enter you into the giveaway. So that's for AOA, and then for you guys that were paying attention, we also do have Voice of Adventurers coming up the weekend after the Arena of Arsha finals. We will be out in Boston meeting you guys at PAX East. I'm really looking forward to that. So definitely come tell us your story, and we would love to hear it. Anything else from you, Live, while we're doing this giveaway?
Not really. Like I said before, guys, I know, just check out your content creators. Shout out to, myself, Raydello, Guido, Sly, Miss Contagious, Croc. Just check them out, guys. Hang out in there. It shouldn't be about the drops or anything. Just getting, to hang out with the community, getting knowledge, helping new players, things like that, man. And as always, Apex up. Appreciate it.
A little bit of favoritism from Live, but yeah, no, definitely help support your content creators. Live, if you want to drop your handle again, what was that, Twitch and YouTube?
Got you.
Oh, you're just going to drop it in chat? That works. I believe it's just LiveFrmDaToilet on Twitch, and then LiveFrmDaToilet BDO on YouTube. Make sure to check him out. He's been awesome. I've been watching him a lot this past couple weeks. And definitely hang out and support your partnered content creators, as well as those of you who are potential partners who may be with us a little bit later. Really fun hanging out with you guys on stream. So, yes, let's go ahead and go through those coupons again one more time, just to make sure that for any of you who tuned in a little late, Route to Turos is going to be that first coupon. That's 50 dust and 3 oil of immortality. And then the second coupon is going to be Survive the Golems. That is 50 dust, 3 oil of immortality, and 5 tiers. You can, as usual, you can go on the website to redeem these, and it will just get sent to your in-game mail. For the Olin's giveaway, I think we are ready to go. Let's go. Okay. A couple people have already been drawn. Gizmo has been drawn for the giveaway. Thank you, GM Kaposha, for handling that giveaway. It was a bit of a last-minute thing, but we really wanted to make sure that you guys got that giveaway as well. Go ahead and DM GM Star's End with your family name and server if you did win that giveaway, and we will get that value pack to you. So, as a last final thing, once again, the AOA, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be here on Sunday helping to run that event, so definitely make sure to tune in to those content creators for that round of 16 and round of 8. We want to just show you a bit of what is to come.
GRJ dropping it right there, cleansing flame, Guardian now putting in some pressure, gets a slow up GTL on the ground on the backside, gets up just in time right there. Shadesy getting slow chased down by the Striker and the Guardian. Ooh. Meanwhile, Warrior got the 1v2, CC'd both, and now is gonna get this kill onto one.
Putting that pressure on Sebs, but they cannot do anything. But nor can he do anything to Aztec though, because he CC'd getting a PK on him, and Sebs, oh my god!
Yeah, that's a nerf on Sork, absolutely.
Next round starting up here, 1-0 so far. Team A taking the lead. There's the early Saint coming out. Oh, a double CC coming out for the Mystic. Immediate wave over the Valk drops. CC and the V came out from one, but the Valk decided to be greedy right there. Chasing down the Guardian. The Guardian's trying to look for a grab here if they can. Backing up a little bit. Striker's going to be trying to do what he goes for a frontal guard uppercut. Ninja gets a grab on a one, actually popping off so far. Secondary stop for the backside. Striker ends up dropping. The damage was too much, and the Sork died as well. Guardian in the 1v3. You're not going to live through that. Went for a frontal guard and the arid assault to follow it up. Yakuza take the second round very convincingly. Tactic popping that early ODP buff. His team's going to be tanky. He's in the back line. Hawkeye's got CC, but it is secondary him, so he has another opportunity here. Going aggressive. Oh, that's a double CC! 2 down! Never mind! They turned it around! Tactic, you just completely whipped and choked! Oh, this is CC in the middle. Pop shot comes in. That's a KD. No view available. The Wizard's already dead. 2 on the ground. 6 dead. And this is going to be such a devastating final conclusion. No PAs. Oh, there's a PA. First PA finally popped. I ended up seeing it. And it's gone. Alrighty, straight in the middle right here. Rebel's going to be trying to chase him down. Unfortunately, damage rates. Oh my god. Galore on the backside. One ended up dropping. No! Sark and the Musa are down and dead. The witch damage did so much that they ended up getting one shot through the SA. That's what I was looking for. A little too aggressive. Got CC by the spiral cannon's gonna drop low here now. And there's the first grab. Grave digging secondary. And opposing Robin is just free casting from the back. Everyone's ignoring him.
I looked at them with his Chad shield and said, "Sit down, son."